Well, folks, here's a good thing about baseball. You have to come back and try it again the next day. Rockies had definitely their worst loss of the year last night, taking a 4-1 lead into the bottom of the ninth and losing 5-4 on a walk-off by Eduardo Escobar. But today is another opportunity. Madison Bumgarner is going to make his fourth start as an Arizona Diamondback. First time the Rockies have seen him as a member of the Snakes. 19 innings, 14 strikeouts, and 7 walks, 132 whip. He's allowed 18 hits. So that ERA is up over 4.75. First batter he's going to face today is David Dahl. Got a day off yesterday. He's back in the starting lineup, looking to get that 196 batting average back up. First pitch from Bumgarner is taken high and tight. So Rockies now a game below 500. Diamondbacks are 6-9. Rockies are 6-7. D-backs have played a couple more games. Rockies have had the fortune of having a couple more off days. There's a 1-0 pitch from Bumgarner to Dahl, and that's taken for a strike. First time we're seeing Bumgarner not in a San Francisco Giants uniform. Signed that deal this offseason with Arizona. Who made some moves this offseason. 5-year, $85 million deal. Significantly backloaded deal. Only makes $6 million this year. The pitch low and away to Dahl. Goes up to $19 million in 2021. $23 million in each of 2022 and 2023. And $14 million in 24. He gets to hit the free agent market again. Bumgarner, nearly 31 years old. 2-1 pitch is swung on and pulled foul. Beautiful day in Arizona. It's 55 degrees right now under clear skies. August 1st is when Bumgarner will turn 31. Seems like he's been around a bit longer than that. Here's a 2-2 pitch coming to Dahl, and it's swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Bumgarner last year in his final season with the Giants had an ERA of 3.90, a bit higher than what we're used to seeing from him. Did get out there for 207 2/3 innings. Trevor Story will be the number 2 batter now. Story also got the day off yesterday. Back in there today. First pitch is taken down and in with a breaking ball. Story only hitting 160 on the year, does have a home run. 3 runs batted in. Won the Silver Slugger Award in 2019, looking to get those numbers back to Silver Slugger territory in 2020. There's a 1-0 coming from Bumgarner, and that swung on and popped in the air to center. And that is out number 2. Take a look at the rest of the starting lineup for the Rockies today. After Dahl and Story batting third, the third baseman Nolan Arenado, batting cleanup the first baseman Daniel Murphy. Ryan McMahon bats 5th at second base, batting 6th the left fielder Ian Desmond, batting 7th Raimel Tapia is in right field. He makes his first start of the year. And batting 8th is the catcher Elias Diaz, who is just activated off the injured list today. Dom Nunez being sent down to AAA. Nolan Arenado bats, takes the pitch low. Charlie Blackmon getting the day off today. Raimel Tapia spelling him in right field. 1-0 pitch coming from Bumgarner to Arenado is taken down and in with a changeup. Arenado has 11 runs batted in on the year. That ranks 2nd on these Rockies. And here comes a 2-0 pitch. That swung on and shot foul. Arenado extended his hitting streak to 10 games in yesterday's loss. It was looking like a Rockies win for much of that ball game. Here's a 2-1 now. And that's a check swing, but Arenado went too far. Count evens at 2. Arenado hitting .370 on the young season. Through 16 games now. 13 games, rather. Don't know where that came from. Daniel Murphy's waiting on deck. He's got his batting average all the way up to .260 after a very rough start. Ryan McMahon up to .250 after his rough start. There's a 3-2 coming from Bumgarner to Arenado, and it swung on and chopped foul at the plate. Lots of moves for the D-backs this offseason. Saw Stephen Vogt yesterday and Hector Rondon, a couple of new additions, as well as Starling Marte. They're one of their big prizes if it's not Bumgarner. There's a pitch inside, ball 4, and Arenado draws a 2-out walk. That'll bring up Daniel Murphy. We mentioned he's up to 260 for his batting average on the year. Slugging 400. Is a home run on the season. 2 home runs make that. Don't want to sell him short. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch from Bumgarner. Takes a look at first base, and he delivers a pitch high with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Murphy 2 for 5 yesterday. Had a run batted in. Here's the 1-0 from Bumgarner. That's taken outside, 2-0. We've been talking about the past couple games about the potential Major League Baseball MLBPA deal to play games as soon as May, real games, not simulated ones, in the state of Arizona. 2-0. It swung on and chopped foul, but there is some concern. You know, Major League Baseball can handle it if the season were to be canceled for a full season. Could minor league baseball handle it? That's a big question, because there's a ton of revenue invested in Major League Baseball teams as Murphy lines one towards the gap in right center field. That one's going to get down and go to the wall. And it'll bounce over the wall for a ground rule double. That'll be the second double of the year for Murphy, and Arenado will have to stay put at third base. Not sure if he would have scored, but due to the ground rules, he will be on third base. So a couple runners in scoring position now with 2 outs for Ryan McMahon, who was on base 3 times yesterday. Home run and 2 walks. Also had a sac fly for his perfect day at the dish. First pitch is a strike with a fastball. 250 with 4 home runs. Very good OPS for Ryan McMahon, up at 844. 12 runs batted in on the year. Pitch number 20 from Bumgarner will be coming in this top of the first inning. And to McMahon, it swung on and missed. Quickly 0-2 on McMahon. His 250 batting average ranks 3rd on these Rockies. And the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. McMahon strikes out on 3 pitches. That'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the first. Diamondbacks looking to get on the board. Antonio Senzatella makes his 3rd start of the year. 7 2/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, a 196 whip. 11 hits, more hits than innings pitched, and a 4.70 ERA. Is 0-1 on the young season. First batter he will face is Starling Marte, 216 with 7 stolen bases on the year. One of those came in yesterday's ball game. He leads off today. First pitch is taken for a strike. A little bit of a different lineup for the Diamondbacks today. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Starling Marte was batting 3rd in yesterday's ball game, leading off today. There's the 0-1 pitch. That's taken high with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Continue our discussion on the minor leagues. There was already a proposal in place to eliminate some minor league teams for the Rockies organization. That would mean the High A Lancaster Jethawks and the Grand Junction Rockies. There's a bunt attempt, and Marte misses at it. It's 1-2. So I hate to make it sound malicious here, but perhaps this is the perfect storm that Major League Baseball wanted, where they don't have to deal with these minor league teams anymore. I don't want to accuse them of thinking that way. 2-2 pitch. It's taken in the dirt. But the proposal was in effect. Not in effect, but it was proposed by Major League Baseball. And now it's looking like, with no fans, if the entire minor league season gets canceled, that would be very devastating for many minor league ball clubs. 3-2 pitch is swung on and grounded to third. Arenado does a 360 spin. Didn't need to, but a little flashy over there. There's out number 1. Let's look at the rest of that lineup for the D-backs. Batting second, the shortstop, Domingo Leyba. Batting third, the center fielder, Ketel Marte. Batting cleanup, the left fielder, David Peralta. Catcher bats fifth, that's Stephen Vogt. Batting sixth at first base, Jake Lamb. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Ildemaro Vargas. And batting eighth at third base is Josh Rojas with Bumgarner, the very talented hitter. That's for a pitcher. Batting ninth, Domingo Leyba takes a pitch low for ball 1. Leyba, a home run on the year. So we'll see some faces we didn't see yesterday. Ketel Marte and David Peralta got in there to pinch hit at times. They are in the starting lineup today. We'll also see Jake Lamb starting. 1-0 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards right. Tapia making the first start of the year in right field. Camps under it, makes the catch for out number 2. We'll bring up Ketel Marte, 255 on the year, 4 runs batted in, yet to hit a homer. Had a really good season last year. Established himself as one of the better players in the game, really. There's a pitch from Senzatella. That swung on and pulled foul. Marte, very good numbers in his career against Senzatella, hitting .500, 7 hits and 14 at-bats. Here comes an 0-1 pitch, and that's taken outside of the 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Here comes a 1-1 now, and that's taken outside. So Eduardo Escobar getting the day off, Tim LaCastro a day off as well. Cole Calhoun also. Josh Rojas slides over from short to third base. A bit of a different look today for the D-backs. 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Good curveball low and away. Gets Ketel to think about it. Go for a stroll. See if he can avoid swinging at another pitch in that location. On the 2-2 from Senzatella. And it swung on and fouled towards the seats. Two-two pitch now. And that's swung on and lifted in the air to right. Going back on this one is Tapia. He's at the track, and now he's got it in range. He will make the catch, and that'll retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Antonio Senzatella. Rockies will face Bumgarner once again with Desmond Tapia and Diaz due up in the second. Ian Desmond hits lefties well, and he leads off this second inning against Madison Bumgarner. 222 on the year for Desmond. Still looking for that first home run of the year. He tends to catch fire around late May, early June, does Desmond. Sometimes he starts a little earlier. First pitch from Bumgarner here is taken for a strike. 11 for 45 from Desmond against Bumgarner in his career. It's not great, but it's a ton of appearances against him. Usually don't see that good of a sample, at least haven't so far this year. That one misses somewhere. Bumgarner's not going to be happy about that one. Mad bums are going to get mad. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Desmond, a member of the National League for a long time. Bumgarner, a longtime Giant. 1-1 pitch coming is taken down and in with a breaking ball. Bumgarner, a 2.9 WAR campaign last year. There's a broken bat ground ball weakly back to the mound. Bumgarner will pick it up and throw to first in time. Lamb there to retrieve it. And let's take a look at the rest of that D-backs defense. Left to right in the outfield, we've got David Peralta making his first start against the Rockies. Ketel Marte and Starling Marte. Infield corners, Josh Rojas and Jake Lamb. Out the middle, double play combination, Domingo Leyba and Ildemaro Vargas. And Stephen Vogt is catching once again today for Madison Bumgarner. Raimel Tapia stands in, making his first start of the year. First pitch from Bumgarner is a check swing and a pitch low. Tapia hitting .200 most of his appearances. All of his appearances, as a matter of fact, have come as a pinch hitter late in games. Gets to start against a lefty in his first start of the year. There's a pitch that misses just a bit inside. 0 for 1 in yesterday's ballgame was Tapia. As Bumgarner is a little frustrated out there, hasn't been getting the benefit of some calls. Has not come to bite him yet. Here comes a 2-0 now from Bumgarner to Tapia. It's swung on and lifted in the air to right. Long run for Marte, and that's going to drop, but it's in foul territory. And that'll be a 2-1 count now for Tapia. Here's the pitch from Bumgarner into his motion, and here it comes. That is low and away. 3 balls and a strike. Elias Diaz waiting on deck. We mentioned he's just fresh off the injured list after a bruised arm landed him on there for the 10-day minimum. There's a swing and a foul out of play. Count goes full on Tapia. Drew Butera still up with the Rockies. We'll see what happens when Tony Wolters comes back. Should be back for the series in San Diego. The Rockies are thinking. There's a swing and a foul out of play by Tapia. Bumgarner No longer a member of the Giants, but still a foe in the NL West. Now with the D-backs, gets Tapia to swing and miss, and that is out number 2. Third strikeout of the day for Bumgarner. It's Dahl, McMahon, and now Tapia his first time through the order. Here's Elias Diaz, the starting catcher today now. Diaz had good numbers before he went down with an injury, .333 average. He swings and yanks one foul. Diaz can hit lefties well. He didn't last year as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates, but in his career, he does have much better numbers against lefties than against right-handed pitching. And plenty of lefties to face in this National League West for the Rockies. 0-1 pitch coming. That swung on and missed, got him to chase a fastball above the letters. 4 for 11 was the stretch Diaz was on before he went on the IL. So lots of lefties in the NL West. You got Clayton Kershaw, Madison Bumgarner, Robbie Ray also on these Arizona Diamondbacks. 0-2 pitch is taken inside. Here's a 1-2 now. And that swung on and pulled foul towards the seats down the left field line. Diaz starting the year as Kyle Freeland's personal catcher. Freeland also on the injured list. He's expected back within the next week. There's a swing and a miss. And he got him on strikes. Bumgarner, that's a couple strikeouts in his second inning of work, a 1-2-3 inning. And we're scoreless going to the bottom of the second. Senzatella looking for a 1-2-3 inning as well. David Peralta hitting a whopping .452 on the year. 1148 OPS. He won the Gold Glove Award for left fielders last year. He's getting his first start of this series. Saw him as a pinch hitter, and he scored a run in yesterday's ball game. There's a swing and a high fly ball to right. This one's deep. Tapia is going back, and he's just going to watch it go. That's a home run for David Peralta, and it gives the Diamondbacks a 1-0 lead. It's the first home run of the year for Peralta, who had been hitting exceedingly well. It's his first homer of the year, though. Estimated 417 feet off the bat, 105.9 mile per hour exit velocity. Little doubt about that one. And he stayed and admired it for a little bit there. Let's take a look at the hang time on this one. It's a big fly, folks. I'll bring up Stephen Vogt now. 1-0 D-backs. First pitch to Vogt is swung on and slashed foul the other way. Vogt still trying to get that batting average back up in the first year of his 2-year deal with Arizona. Carson Kelly, backup catcher for the Diamondbacks, mentioned yesterday, and if you weren't listening, Nick Ahmed on the injured list. There's a swing and a ground ball towards the shift. McMahon from the outfield grass throws to first, and that's out number 1. Let's take a look at the rest of your Rockies defense now. Left, right in the outfield, we have Ian Desmond, David Dahl, and we saw Raimel Tapia take a look at the David Peralta home run. Nolan Arenado and Daniel Murphy on the infield corners. At the middle of your double play combination, Trevor Story and Ryan McMahon, who made that last play. Catcher Elias Diaz is in there for Antonio Senzatella. Diaz getting the start against the lefty Bumgarner. Jake Lamb, will see him for the first time in this series. First pitch is swung on and yanked towards center field. Dahl is there to make the catch, though. It's positioned perfectly for out number 2. Jake Lamb, you saw his batting average was at .500, just not getting starts on the year. He's been relegated to more of a bench role as he has, well, he looked like one of the better third basemen in the National League West just a few years ago, but he's really come crashing back down. Ildemaro Vargas, the batter, he takes a pitch inside. 2 for 3 with a double and run batted in for Vargas yesterday. He got player of the game honors. 1-0 pitch from Senzatella is swung on and pulled foul. Senzatella last year a minus 1.9 WAR. Here's the pitch, and that swung on and chopped foul. So definitely looking for a better campaign as Senzatella had that .671 ERA in 2019. Really in the bottom 15 to 20 in terms of that metric. There's a swing and a fly ball to shallow center field going out as the shortstop Story. He's going to make the catch. And that'll retire the side, but not before David Peralta hits a big fly to right field and gives the Diamondbacks a 1-0 lead. We go to the third. Rockies looking for their first run. Antonio Senzatella, the pitcher, will lead off this third inning against Madison Bumgarner, his counterpart on the mound. First pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards foul territory, going over his lamb, and he'll make a nice running catch just in front of the railing over there. Here's how the NL West is shaking out right now. Padres have a 1-game lead over the Giants, 2-game lead over the Dodgers, and then the Rockies also 2 games back. Diamondbacks are 3 games back. So this is honestly not quite how I envision things shaking out to start things off in the NL West, but it is early. David Dahl struck out his first time up as the lineup turns over for the Rockies against Bumgarner. First pitch is swung on and lifted in the air to left. Peralta is there. Barely has to move, comes in a couple steps, makes the catch for out number 2. Quickly 2 outs here in the third inning for Bumgarner. That'll bring up Trevor Story.
Now batting, shortstop, Trevor Story.
Story flied out his first time up, still looking to get things going on the year. Dahl and Story both getting the day off yesterday, hoping that'll get their bats going, though Dahl was coming off back-to-back multi-hit games and actually a 4-hit game on Wednesday in that final game of the series against the Padres at Coors Field. After tomorrow in the final series of the Diamondbacks, Rockies will again go to San Diego to face the Padres.
Nope, ball 1.
3 of the first 5 series of the year coming against San Diego for the Rockies. 1-0 pitch from Bumgarner to Story is taken just a little bit low, 2-0.
2 balls, no strikes.
So Rockies will have an opportunity to take down those first-place San Diego Padres when they go to San Diego. Only 2 games back, tied with the Dodgers for third place. The Rockies right now. And the 2-0 pitch coming from Bumgarner is taken low and away. 3-0 now with Nolan Arenado waiting on deck. Walked in his first plate appearance, definitely ready to get another plate appearance against Bumgarner. It's lefties well, doesn't matter how good you are, Arenado will see you well if you're a southpaw. Here comes a 3-0 to Story. And that swung on and fouled out of play. Story thought he might be getting a strike on the 3-0, and he did. Fouled it out of play. You're swinging at 3-0, though, you might want to make sure you know what you're doing. Story fouled that one off. 3-1 pitch coming, and that's taken for a strike. And from 3-0, the count now goes full on Story. Story good numbers here in Arizona. Remember, in his major league debut, had a couple home runs off Zach Greinke. Here's the 3-2. That swung on and lined foul the other way. And homer the next day as well. Here's a 3-2 coming. And that swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. That'll retire the side. Baxter the Bobcat, encouraging the crowd to get excited about what Bumgarner's doing today. It's 1-0 D-backs going to the bottom of the third. Here's Josh Rojas. He leads off this bottom of the third inning against Antonio Senzatella. There's a swing and a foul out of play. Rojas also a big part of that 9th inning yesterday. Got an RBI base on balls. Really rough outing for Wade Davis yesterday. We'll try not to talk about it too much, but that was a really ugly loss, folks. There's a pitch low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch from Senzatella is taken inside. Only hitting 160 on the year as Rojas. Was certainly a guy you wanted to go after instead of walk on 4 pitches with the bases loaded in last night's in the bottom of the 9th. There's a swing and a ground ball fair down the left field line headed towards the corner. Desmond over to pick it up. Rojas on his way to second base. He'll cruise in there with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the third. Second double of the year for Josh Rojas. Nice piece of opposite field hitting. Not trying to do too much with it. He's able to hit it down the left field line past Arenado. Easy double for him, again his second on the season. Well, that's going to put a runner in scoring position with nobody out for Madison Bumgarner. Still looking for his first hit on the year, so you know he's due. He's going to try and lay down a bunt, and he does, over towards the third baseman Arenado. Not a good one. Arenado throws to first to retire Bumgarner, and Rojas has to stay put at second base. He's there with one out now. And the lineup will turn over for Starling Marte. Grounded out his first time up. See a bit of a rough start to his tenure as a D-back. Coming over in that trade from the Pirates this offseason. More looks at Baxter, the Bobcat, who's jumping for joy. I mean, the Friar was really getting into it in San Diego, so Baxter's got a little bit more work to do to reach that level. Here's the first pitch to Marte. It's low. A couple of Martes at the top of the order for the Diamondbacks. Starling Marte leading off today. Ketel Marte batting third. So the two best Martes, the best combination of Martes in the league belong to these D-backs. Fly ball to right, Tapia camping under it, makes the catch. Rojas will stay put at second base, and there are two outs now. Senzatella tries to work around that leadoff double without allowing a run. Domingo Leyba will be the batter for the D-backs, making his first start of the series. Flied out his first time up. He's 4 for 21 to start the 2020 campaign. Senzatella takes a peek over at second base where Rojas is and delivers his first pitch to Leyba. It's in there for a strike with a fastball. Domingo Leyba out of the Dominican Republic. And the 0-1 coming from Senzatella now into his motion. The pitch is swung on and popped up third base side, foul territory. Arenado camping under it, and he will make the catch. That'll retire the side. We're through 3 innings. It's still 1-0 D-backs. Rockies looking for some offense. They've got Arenado, Murphy, and McMahon due up. Nolan Arenado leads off the 4th inning against Madison Bumgarner. Arenado, of the .370 batting average on the year, drew a walk in his first plate appearance. Got a pretty good plate appearance against Madison Bumgarner. He'll try to do the same here. Lefty on righty, and a righty who really likes to hit lefties. First pitch is swung on and pulled towards the third baseman. It's Rojas playing over there today. He makes the play for out number 1. Arenado sitting on a 10-game hitting streak. We'll bring up Daniel Murphy now. Doubled his first time up, ground rule double towards deep right center field. Yeah, batting average all the way up to .275 now. It's just a few games ago we were talking about it struggling to get over 150. And here's the first pitch that's swung on and lifted in the air towards right center field. This is a long run in the gap. Going back on it, and that one's going to drop. And Murphy is in the second base with a double. Third double of the year for Murphy. I'll put a runner in scoring position for Ryan McMahon now as the Rockies try to answer with their first run of the game. Bumgarner looks over at second base. Don't think Murphy will be running. First pitch to McMahon is taken outside corner for a called strike. McMahon struck out in 3 pitches his first time up. This will be pitch number 50 of the day coming here for Madison Bumgarner. He's through 3 1/3 innings. Runner on second base, Daniel Murphy with 1 out. 0-1 to McMahon is taken low. McMahon hitting well in a brief sample with runners in scoring position on the young season. In his career, reverse splits for McMahon. It's lefties better than righties. 1-1 is swung on and fouled back over the screen. And Bumgarner getting ready to deliver a 1-2 pitch. Takes a look at second base. Into his motion. Here it comes. That's low. Count evens at 2. Two-two pitch. That's low, and the count goes full with Ian Desmond waiting on deck. Rockies trying to get back to the 500 mark. A couple of really good series to start the year. Split the series, the first one of the year, with San Diego, then won a series against the Padres and Dodgers. Swung on and lined into right field, a base hit. Murphy is going to be held at third, and there are runners on the corners with 1 out now as Ryan McMahon comes through with a base hit again. They're bring up Ian Desmond. Runners on the corners, just one out. Don't even need a hit to get a run home. First pitch to Desmond is swung on and chopped foul. Desmond, in his first plate appearance, grounded out. He's 1 for 5 in the series over a game and at bat. Desmond has started every game of the season so far this year for the Rockies. 0-1 from Bumgarner is swung on and popped in the air towards center. Now this is going back is Marte. He's going to make the catch in front of the track. Tagging is Murphy, and he will score, and this game is tied up at 1. RBI sac fly for Ian Desmond, scores Daniel Murphy. RBI number 4 on the year for Desmond. And that'll bring up Raimel Tapia. He struck out his first time up, 2 for 11 on the season. Before today, just a bunch of pinch hitting appearances. First start of the year in right field today to give Charlie Blackmon a day off. First pitch from Bumgarner is taken low and away. Tapia, as we mentioned, Leyba earlier out of the DR as well. Tapia is also from the Dominican Republic. He donated a lot of goods to his hometown of San Pedro de Macorís to help with the COVID-19 pandemic. And here's a 2-0 pitch. That's swung on and pulled foul. Predictable fastball count now. Hitters count for Raimel Tapia. Looking for his first hit of the day. First hit as a starter this year. Got a few pinch hits on his ledger. Here's a 2-1. And that's taken, just a bit inside. 3 balls and a strike. Bumgarner yelling out to the umpire about that one. Elias Diaz is waiting on deck. Fresh off the injured list. 3-1 pitch coming to Tapia, and that's taken inside, ball 4. He walked him, a couple of batters on now with 2 outs for Elias Diaz.
The catcher, number 35, Elias Diaz.
Diaz struck out his first time up, 4 for 13 on his young season. Getting the start against the lefty Bumgarner today. And the first pitch is delivered low and inside. Diaz non-tendered by the Pirates at the non-tender deadline this offseason, then picked up on a minor league deal with the Rockies, making the team out of spring training, at least in our simulation he did. 1-0 from Bumgarner, takes a look at second into his motion. The pitch is taken for a strike in the inside corner. Bumgarner takes a brief look over at second base where McMahon is and delivers a pitch to Diaz. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That one's high and tight with a fastball. Count evens at 2. The 2-2 pitch is inside, full count. The pitcher, Senzatello, waiting on deck. Would think Bumgarner doesn't want to give Diaz a whole lot to hit here with the pitcher waiting on deck. And 3-2 delivery coming. Bumgarner again looks at second base and delivers. High, ball 4. He walked him. Antonio Senzatello will be the batter. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Senzatello popped out down the right field line in foul territory his first time up. It was actually a pretty nice running catch by Jake Lamb. Bumgarner into his motion. The windup and the pitch is in there. Inside, ball 1. Next pitch will be number 69 of the day for Madison Bumgarner. And that's swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Probably a few more pitches than Torey Lovello, Diamondbacks manager, would like to see Bumgarner throw, not even out of the 4th inning yet, and he's about to deliver number 70. It swung on and chopped foul. He's just a strike away from retiring Senzatella and getting out of this jam now. Rockies were able to tie this game up. Ian Desmond's sac fly tied us at 1 after David Peralta hit a solo homer. That swung on and missed to get him on strikes, and now retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still tied at 1. Senzatella trying to do his thing to keep the D-backs off the board as we see a Rockies fan hanging out by the pool. Ketel Marte leads out the bottom of the 4th inning against Senzatella. Flied out his first time up. Very versatile defender. Marte now playing a lot of center field. Was an infielder up the middle for at the beginning of his career. Mostly played second base. Swinging a pop-up. This is very shallow. Tapia's got a long run to come in, but he's going to get there. And he will make the catch for out number 1. And that'll bring up David Peralta. Homered his last time up. So got a hit in the ball game last night when he pinch hit in the bottom of the 9th. So 2 for 2 on the series now. First pitch slider misses high and away. 3 for 15 in his career against Senzatella is Peralta. 2 of those hits, though, were home runs, one of them coming today. Here's a 1-0 now, and that's taken for a strike on the inside corner with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Here's a 1-1. That's taken for a strike. 24 of 35 pitches for strikes so far in this game from Senzatella, looking at a bit more of an efficient outing than Bumgarner so far. Looking at some scores around baseball, it's 1-0 Brewers over the Mets. Jed Jerko hit his first home run of the year, and that ball's fair down the left field line, past the diving iron. I don't know, Desmond overruns it. David Peralta with his 6th double of the year. Just fair inside the bag. And Arenado, if he can't get it, not many can. That'll bring up Stephen Vogt now with a runner on second base and 1 out. That's Peralta at second. First pitch swinging a line drive, pulled foul. That's high and away with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Vogt hitting better with runners in scoring position this year than he is overall. More scores around baseball. 11-9 Twins beat the White Sox. Looks like Miguel Sano hit a couple home runs for Minnesota in that ball game. Pitch to Vogt is taken for a strike. .65 Blue Jays beat the Royals. 2 home runs for Rowdy Tellez in that game as Vogt pulls one foul. Orioles beat the Pirates 14-3, a battle of a couple teams that might be looking to lose 100 games this year. Swing and a miss, and Senzatella gets Vogt on strikes. That's out number 1. First strike, out number 2, and first strikeout of the day for Senzatella. Comes here in the 4th inning. Here's Jake Lamb now with 2 outs. Senzatella again trying to strand a double. There's the pitch inside. 1-0 pitch coming is swung on and fouled back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 for his last 4 at the plate for Jake Lamb. Again, not starting a whole lot these days. Getting the start at first base today to give Christian Walker a day off. He was a big factor in the ball game yesterday. There's a line drive foul the other way. 1-2 now. Senzatella a strike away from getting out of this jam. And that's inside. 96 that time for Senzatal, the highest velocity we've seen from him today. And swing and a miss, he got him on strikes. We're going to head to the 5th inning now. Still tied at 1. Well, let's take a look in the dugout to see Rockies manager Bud Black talking things over with his pitching coach Steve Foster. And I'll be pleased with what they've seen from Senzatella so far today. David Dahl leads off the 5th inning. 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout on the day. Swings at the first pitch and grounds it up the middle into center field, a base hit. Leadoff single against Madison Bumgarner by the lefty Dahl as the Rockies try to get something going here in the 5th. I'll bring up Trevor Story now. He's really looking for a hit. 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout for him. That was how Dahl started his day as well. Then he got a hit up the middle. See if similar fortunes await Trevor Story, the number 2 batter in the Rockies order. Bumgarner into his motion. And his first pitch to Story is taken down and in. Story 8 for 38 in his career against Bumgarner. That's not a very good average, but 5 of those hits are home runs. Here's a 1-0, and that's taken for a strike. And the 1-1 delivery is inside of the fastball. 2-1 pitch, swung on and lined foul down the left field line. A lucky fan will get a souvenir that way. And it's a 2-2 count now on Trevor Story. This pitch number 76 of the day from Bumgarner. Number 77 is swung on and pulled foul. And a 2-2 delivery is taken low, and the count goes full with Nolan Arenado waiting on deck, looking to extend that hitting streak to 11 games. Three-2 pitch. That's in the dirt, ball 4. And Story draws a walk. We'll put a couple runners on now for Nolan Arenado. Dahl on second base, Story on first. First 2 batters in the Rockies order reach base here in the 5th. Arenado had a walk in the first inning, then he grounded out. You see excellent numbers on the year. On base percentage .458, slugging .766. First pitch to Arenado is taken for a strike in the upper regions of the zone. Arenado ranked 5th in baseball last year with a wins above replacement mark of 7.1. Second in the National League only to Cody Bellinger, and the 0-1 pitch is taken low. Cut fastball that time from Bumgarner. Swung on and lined into center field, a base hit. Dahl is going to be waved around third, and he will score. Throw goes to third base. Story holds up at second. Rockies take a 2-1 lead. Dahl scores on the RBI single for Nolan Arenado. And D-backs pitching coach Matt Herges will come out. First-year pitching coach for these D-backs. Mike Butcher has been replaced. Herges was the bullpen coach for the Giants for the past 2 seasons. First pitch to Daniel Murphy, swung on and grounded towards second base. 4, 6, and 3. That is a double play. Story will move over to third base. He's there with 2 outs.
The batter, number 24, second
That'll bring up Ryan McMahon. He'll still try to get a run home at third base with a couple outs now. First pitch is taken just a bit inside. Hurge is 49 years old. He had a long-time career as a reliever in the big leagues. 1-0 pitch coming, and that's taken for a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. It's taken just a bit inside. Bumgarner's really not getting the call on the inside pitch today. Has been getting some calls on the outside corner. Here's a 2-1, and that's taken high. 3 balls and a strike with Ian Desmond waiting on deck. McMahon doing much better now as the season continues to get underway. Had a 1.7 WAR last year. Role player category. He's looking for even more improvement in his results this year. Could have had his batting average and on-base percentage a little bit higher. Still looking to increase those power numbers as well. He's been doing it so far. Plays great defense at second base, and he takes one. Yeah, that outside corner is where Bumgarner's been getting the call. And it's 3-2, so I guess he can break even if not getting that call inside and getting the call outside. There's a swing and a foul out of play. McMahon can run a little bit, not a big stolen base threat, though. He had 5 stolen bases last year, and there's a pitch low and away for ball 4. Bumgarner's thrown 90 pitches now here with only 2 outs in the top of the 5th. It's going to bring up Ian Desmond. Got the first RBI of the game for the Rockies with a sac fly that scored Daniel Murphy earlier in this one. Couple pitchers up now, Corbin Martin and Merrill Kelly in the D-backs bullpen. Here's Ian Desmond. It's Bumgarner, not the most efficient start of his career by any stretch. First pitch to Desmond is taken. Just called ball. Not getting the call on that part of the plate. The left side of the plate from the viewer vantage point. The outside corner to righties and inside corner to lefties is where he's not getting the call today. There's a pitch high, 2-0. Duo pitch to Desmond is swung on and pulled foul. And now it's a hitter's count for Ian Desmond, 2-1. Bumgarner briefly looks at first base, delivers, and that one's inside. 3 balls and a strike with Raimel Tapia waiting on deck. Rockies trying to continue their hitting with 2 outs here. In the 5th inning, Bumgarner delivers a 3-1, and it's low, ball 4. He walked him. It was pitch number 95 of the day, and it was ball 4 to Ian Desmond. Bases loaded with 2 outs for Raimel Tapia. Tapia drew a walk in the 4th inning, 2 for 11 start to his year. This is his first start of the season. First pitch is swung on and lifted down the right field line, foul. Tapia's played with that right field line a couple times today. That's just a strike. And Bumgarner gets ready to deliver. An 0-1 pitch, bases loaded, 2 outs for the Rockies. Swing and a miss, quickly 0-2 on Tapia. Bumgarner trying to get out of this mess. From the set position, gets ready to deliver. On its way, low and away. 14 pitches have missed the zone of the 27 Bumgarner has thrown this 5th inning, 13 for strikes. So he has not had the best of innings from a command standpoint. Next pitch will be number 99 coming to Tapia. And it's lifted in the air to shallow right field. On the infield, it's the second baseman, Vargas, who makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Bumgarner does give up a run to give the Rockies a 2-1 lead, but works out of further damage. It'll be 7, 8, 9 hitters due up in the bottom of the 5th for Arizona. Bottom of the 5th inning, 2-1 Rockies. Ildemaro Vargas, the batter, he popped out his first time up. First pitch is taken outside. Antonio Senzatella. 0.6 WAR campaign for Vargas last year. Got a little over 200 plate appearances. Hit .269 with a .299 on base percentage and .413 slugging did Ildemaro Vargas. Got the player of the game honors yesterday. 1-1 pitch is taken low and away. Breaking ball from Senzatella. Senzatella in there for his 5th inning of work. Pitch number 50 on the day for him is swung on and chopped foul down the third base line. Bumgarner at 100 pitches after his 5th inning of work. Looks like it might be the end of the day for him. Much better pitch count situation for Senzatella, who delivers one in the dirt. And the count goes full on Vargas with Josh Rojas waiting on deck. Here's the 3-2. That's swung on and fouled back to the screen. One more time, a 3-2 coming, and that's swung on and fouled away. Vargas trying to raise that pitch count of Senzatella all by himself here in the bottom of the 5th as he leads off. Here comes a 3-2. It's swung on and pulled towards first base. Murphy will take it himself. That's out number 1.
Now batting, the third baseman.
That'll bring up Josh Rojas. Got a little over 150 plate appearances last year. Did not register a WAR. There's a pitch outside. Rojas was the 26th round pick in the 2017 draft. Looks like he's already given the Diamondbacks what they're looking for. 217 last year, had a 312 on base percentage, didn't hit for a whole lot of power. 1-1 pitch coming is swung on and missed for strike 2. Rojas is off to a rough start to this year, but ever since getting in there against the Rockies, he's looked better. Has a hit in this one. A double past a diving Arenado, in fact. Senzatella's 1-1-1-2 pitch is swung on and grounded to first base. Murphy bobbles it. Now he's going to flip to Senzatella, who will get there. And that's out number 2. And we'll see if Bumgarner takes the at-bat himself. He will not. Eduardo Escobar is going to pinch hit. Escobar got the walk-off in yesterday's ball game. 280 on the year. First pitch is swung on and fouled out of play over the screen. Bumgarner 280 with a home run and 9 runs batted in on the year. Had a 3.3 WAR last year. Very good year, especially from the power department for Escobar, who started at third base yesterday. He swings and lifts one in the air. Second baseman McMahon's going to come in, and still in the infield dirt, he'll squeeze it, and that'll retire the sider. Through 5th innings, Rockies clinging to a 2-1 lead. Corbin Martin will be the new pitcher for the D-backs. Good start to his year. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, 2 walks. 180 batting average against righties. 129 ERA. This is his 7th game of the year. He's looked quite well. Elias Diaz will lead off. 4 for 13 on his season. He's 0 for 1 today. Did draw a walk, though, back in the 4th inning against Bumgarner. And now he will face a pitcher not named Madison Bumgarner for the first time today. It's Corbin Martin. First pitch. It's taken just a bit outside. Elias Diaz out of Venezuela. So is German Marquez, also a member of the Rockies. .1-0 pitch coming from Martin to Diaz, and it's taken low. Elias Diaz last year at a minus -0.4 WAR. Only hit .241. Really struggled with the bat, but has a good track record against left-handed pitching at least. Here's a 2-0 coming in. That's swung on and chopped weakly back towards the mound. Martin will pick it up, and with the catcher running, he has time to throw him out. That's out number 1.
Now batting, the pitcher, Antonio.
And Senzatella will get his third at bat of the game. 0 for 2, strikeout and a pop-out. He's pitching certainly well enough to get the chance to go back out there for a 6th inning of work. Nice start for Senzatella so far today. First pitch is taken outside with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Up in the D-backs bullpen right now, we have the righty Yohan Lopez and another righty, Junior Guerra. Guerra non-tendered by the Brewers this offseason and then signed a deal with the D-backs. 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. 96-mile-an-hour fastball by Senzatella. Comes a 1-1. That's taken inside at 96. 2-1 the count. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Changed things up on Senzatella that time. Now going to get ready for a 2-2 delivery. In his motion, the windup and the pitch. Swung on and missed to get him on strikes. It's 2 outs.
Up next for Colorado.
That'll turn the lineup right around now for David Dahl. He got a base hit his last time up. He's 1 for 3 today. His 2 outs, a strikeout and a fly out to the other field, opposite field. First pitch is called a strike at the knees. Came around to score a run, did Dahl. Second run of the ball game scored for the Rockies. We're at a 2-1 lead here in the 6th. Might want to get some more insurance runs based on how yesterday's game went in the bottom of the 9th. 5 doubles on the year for Dahl. That ranks second on the Rockies. Charlie Blackmon has the lead. 1-1 pitch coming from Martin to Dahl, and it's swung on and lifted in the air to shallow right field. Marte's camping under it, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 2-1. Rockies. Top of the order due up for Arizona. Starling Marte leads things off in the bottom of the 6th inning against Antonio Senzatella, who's only at 60 pitches. 0 for 2 flyout and a groundout today for the longtime member of the Pittsburgh Pirates. First pitch is called a strike at the upper regions of the zone. 3 for 7 with a double in Marte's career against Senzatella. Brief sample, but good numbers. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Fortunately for Starling Marte, he has a nice name for Halloween. And quickly change it to Startling Marte. Apologies for that. Marte was suspended for performance-enhancing drugs in the 2017 season for 80 games. 1-2 pitch is taken high. Marte was not allowed to qualify for the postseason in 2017. That wasn't a problem for the Pirates, though. He did not qualify for the postseason. Strike 3 called. Senzatella gets his 3rd strikeout of the day. And that'll bring up Domingo Leyba. 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch from Senzatella to Leyba is swung on and grounded towards short. Story. Not a long throw and not in time. It's going to be an infield single for Leyba. Story made a nice play to range far to his left and grab that one. It's going to be an infield single. Story had a long throw from the outfield grass. And just made it a little bit closer than it could have been. Ketel Marte, the batter now, 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts as James Pazos, the lefty, and Carlos Estevez, the righty, start to warm up in the Rockies bullpen, and Baxter, the Bobcat, encourages the D-backs crowd to come alive for Ketel Marte as the D-backs bring the tying run, go-ahead run to the plate, tying run on base now here in the bottom of the 6th. Ketel Marte at the plate. First pitch from Senzatella is taken for a strike. Lots of strikes today for Senzatella as we look at the double barrel action in the Rockies pen. 0-1. That swung on and grounded towards second base. McMahon goes to second for one, back to first. And that is a double play, folks. Senzatella gets out of one there. Ketel Marte grounds into the inning-ending double play. We go to the seventh. It's 2-1 Rockies. Trevor Story set to lead off this seventh inning. He drew a walk in the fifth inning. Still looking to raise that batting average. It sits at 154. Don't want to turn that slump to begin the year into something extended. Don't want to bury yourself too much. Corbin Martin's still on the hill for his second inning of work. His first pitch to Story is taken for a strike. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. That one's high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Story ranking 20th in the majors with a 4.9 WAR last year. And that swung on and missed for strike 2. 1-2 the count now on Story. Martin into his motion. The windup and the 1-2 pitch is strike 3 called. He got him on strikes. 0 for 3 with a walk on the day now for Trevor Story. That's out number 1 here in the seventh. And that'll bring up Nolan Arenado. Arenado 1 for 2 with a walk on the day. 11-game hitting streak for him now. First pitch is taken high with a 93-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball. RBI single for Arenado today. 2 for 6 in the series, a double, 2 runs batted in. Really good start to his 2020 campaign. There's a strike on the outside corner. That was a call that was not getting called much of the day. Arenado had to go for a walk to think about, well, at least be consistent. Home plate umpire. There's a pitch outside. 2-1 the count. There's a 2-1 that swung on and missed. Arenado really gets tied up on that one inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Very efficient first inning. Pitch number 20 is swung on and lined foul towards the seats down the left field line. And this 2-2 is taken high and tight. Full count now with Daniel Murphy waiting on deck, who's got his batting average up to 283 now. Can't believe we were thinking just on the last homestand, is he going to get his average above 150? Very early in the year, these numbers can change drastically, folks. 3-2 pitch to Arenado is swung on and pulled foul. And the 3-2 is swung on and grounded towards first base. Lamb will feed Martin to the bag. That's out number 2.
The first baseman, number 9, Daniel Murphy.
And that will bring up Daniel Murphy. 2 for 3, 2 doubles and a run scored today. 356 on base percentage, 453 slugging percentage. Those numbers are starting to look quite a bit like they did last year for Murphy. A little bit better in some categories. First pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. Murphy 1.2 WAR last year. Like to see a little bit more offense than what he gave, especially for your first baseman. He and Ryan McMahon had very similar numbers last year. There's a swing and a fly ball towards shallow right center field. It is the center fielder Marte to run it down and make the catch. 7th inning stretch time. Let's get ready to listen to our public domain Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
David Peralta 2 for 2 today, home run and a double. Antonio Senzatella will get ready to throw pitch number 69 of the day to him. Senzatella out for his 7th inning of work. It's been a pretty efficient start, only at 68 pitches. That double play off the bat of Ketel Marte really helped things out there in the bottom of the 6th. He'll get an opportunity in the 7th now, but Peralta's hit him well today. First pitch low and away. And 4 for 16 now is Peralta off Senzatella in his career. 2 home runs, one of which came today. 1-0 pitch is swung on and pulled towards first base. Murphy is going to take it himself for out number 1. And that'll bring up Stephen Vogt, 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out, looking for his first hit of the series. Did have a walk in yesterday's ball game. Stephen Vogt, 1.4 WAR last year, had good power numbers. First pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. A's, Brewers, Rays, Giants in the career of Stephen Vogt. When he played for the Oakland Athletics, they like to start a chant, "I believe in Stephen Vogt." Really good years for the A's. Didn't just catch for them, he got some experience playing infield corners and outfield corners as well. 1-1 pitch coming. And that one's taken inside. Here comes a 2-1 pitch now from Senzatella. That swung on and grounded up the middle over his McMahon. And that Story, rather, as McMahon was playing in the outfield grass. They had a shift on for Vogt. Story makes the nice play for out number 2, and only 74 pitches. Senzatella's now got 2 outs in the 7th. Here's pitch number 75 of the day. It'll be coming to Jake Lamb, 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out, 2 for 6 in his brief appearances on the season. First pitch from Senzatella is swung on and grounded towards first base. That's a foul ball. 2 for 10 in his career off Senzatella is Jake Lamb. He's been relegated to bench duties nowadays, getting a start today, though. 0-1 is inside. Senzatella's really got it working today. 1-1 pitch. And that's way inside. Breaking ball. Must have slipped out of his hand. Now we got a 2-1 pitch. And that swung on and grounded towards first base. Murphy is going to take it himself. 7 strong innings for Antonio Senzatella. We go to the 8th. Rockies trying to get some insurance. They lead it 2-1. Ryan McMahon leads off this 8th inning. Corbin Martin out for his 3rd inning of work. He's thrown 25 pitches across a couple innings. McMahon 1 for 2, base hit in the 4th inning. You can see slugging .540 on the year. He's got that batting average up to .260. Close to a third of the time getting on base. Needs a few more times on base to get that up there. First pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner.
0-1.
And that's taken high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 37,305 in attendance here at Chase Field on a Saturday. Easter Sunday tomorrow. 1-1 pitch coming. And it swung on and missed. Got McMahon to chase one above the zone. 1-2 the count now. Martin into his motion, the windup, and the 1-2 pitch is in the dirt.
I got to count 2-2.
Pitch number 30 on the day for Martin is swung on and grounded towards first base. Lamb will feed to Martin, who takes it, and that is out number 1 here in the top of the 8th.
The left fielder, number 20, Ian.
Here's Ian Desmond now. Sacrifice fly, walk, and RBI sac fly. So 1 for 5 on the series now, 0 for 1 on the day. Does have a couple more plate appearances that have been more successful. First pitch taken outside. Desmond last year, 3rd year of the deal with the Rockies, minus -0.8 WAR. 1-0 pitch is swung on and flared towards right center field. Right fielder Marte, Starling Marte, camps under it, makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batter, right fielder, Raimel.
And Raimel Tapia will be the batter, 2 for 12 on the season now. He's 0 for 2 on the day, did walk in the 4th inning. Tapia had a 0.1 WAR last year, got up over 400 plate appearances, the most action he's seen in the major leagues at 275. It's an 0-1 pitch coming from Martin to Tapia, and that's inside with a curveball. Here's a 1-1. That's swung on and missed for strike 2. Tapia making his first start of the season today to give Charlie Blackmon a rest. It had been the same 1 through 7 every game of the year so far before this series. There's strike 3 called on the outside corner. Tapia goes down by way of the K. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. We'll see if Senzatella's back out there. 2-1 ball game. Rockies lead it. And Senzatella's day will come to an end with 7 innings pitched. Bad Black on to make a double switch. New pitcher will be Scott Oberg. 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks in 5 games. Chris Owings has taken over. First pitch to Ildemaro Vargas is outside. Wade Davis and Jairo Diaz both warming up in the bullpen for the Rockies. Oh boy. Wade Davis looking for a very strong statement tonight. There's a strike from Oberg, 1 ball, 1 strike. A slider that time. Ildemaro Vargas 0 for 2 on the day. And the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Nice fastball there. Really got Vargas to get tied up. 1-2 the count. One-two pitch from Oberg is swung on and chopped foul. Rockies hanging on to a 2-1 lead in this one. RBIs for Arenado and a sac fly for Desmond in this game. 1-2 pitch is taken just a bit inside and maybe low. Count evens at 2. Oberg into his motion, delivers a 2-2. That's swung on and fouled out of play. Oberg gets ready to deliver a 2-2. Here it comes. Swung on and fouled back. And we'll do it again. This will be at least an 8-pitch plate appearance for Ildemaro Vargas, leading off this bottom of the 8th against Scott Oberg. Here's a 2-2. Low, count goes full. Josh Rojas waiting on deck. Really nice start for Antonio Senzatella today. 7 strong innings, only the solo home run by David Peralta. And this will be at least a 10-pitch at bat for Vargas to lead off this bottom of the 8th. 3-2 pitch again is swung on and lined towards left field. Going out is the shortstop Story into the outfield grass and in shallow left field. Rather, he will make the catch for out number 1. Look at Senzatella. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk. No walks, 3 strikeouts, 78 pitches to get through 7. That's one of the better performances we've seen from Antonio Senzatella. That's something to build off of for sure. Josh Rojas, the batter, 1 for 2 on the day. Oberg into his motion. First pitch is taken low and away. Double in the 3rd inning for Rojas. He's 5 for 27 on the year now. Number 8 batter for the D-backs. 1-0 pitch from Oberg is taken inside. 2-0, that time a fastball. Oberg works very methodically. And the 2-0 is just a bit inside. 3 balls, no strikes. The pitcher spot waiting on deck. Don't think Corbin Martin will bat for himself, though he did provide 3 strong innings for Torey Lovello, his D-backs manager. Don't think they'll send him out for a 4th. I think they'd rather see someone else bat in the situation. Anyway, there's a strike on the 3-0. 3-1 the count now on Josh Rojas. The pitch is outside, ball 4. He walked him, 1 out, walk to Rojas. We'll put the tying run on base now. Go ahead run coming to the plate. And we'll see who gets the at-bat. It is Christian Walker, homered in the ball game yesterday. Lots of power in this right-handed bat. And Tim LaCastro is going to pinch run for Josh Rojas over at first base. First pitch is delivered to first base. Well, LaCastro's back safely. LaCastro, one of the faster players in the game. When he's on first base, he will usually be running. Pitch is taken inside to Christian Walker. 217 with a couple home runs on the year. We mentioned one of those came in yesterday's ball game. 4 runs batted in. Getting the day off today, but pinch hitting now. At the start in yesterday's ball game. 1-0 pitch from Oberg is a check swing and a pitch low and away, and he did not go. 2-0 the count. Oberg does not get Walker to chase a slider. Throw to first. LaCastro not going anywhere on that offering. And that's taken inside. LaCastro is going to steal second. Second stolen base only of the year for LaCastro, but perhaps that one should have been a foregone conclusion that he was going to be taking that base. Now it's a 3-0 count. That will take out the double play possibility with Walker. Tying run in scoring position now. 3-0 to Walker is taken right down the middle for a called strike. Here comes the 3-1 from Oberg. It's high, ball 4. He walked him. Well, a couple walks in this inning now for Oberg. With the go-ahead run on first base. And Jairo Diaz is going to come into this ball game. 5 innings pitched so far in the year. 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. This is his 6th game. Good numbers for Diaz. He was on the mound last night when the D-backs scored the winning run, but those runs are all charged to Wade Davis, who had the bases loaded with nobody out a couple times in that one, in that bottom of the 9th. Starling Marte, the batter, 0 for 3 in this one. Diaz could really use a double play right here. So a couple innings ago, Senzatella got a huge double play. Marte off to a really rough start with these D-backs. First year with the new team. And he's due. First pitch is outside, ball 1 from Diaz. Marte had a 3.4 WAR last year. 1-0 pitch is way inside of the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-0 now on Marte as Rockies trying to avoid giving up another late inning lead. 2-0 pitch coming. And that's in there for a strike. Marte last year, really good year at 295, 342 on base, 503 slugging. That's in there for a strike. Now the count evens at 2. Two-two pitch from Diaz is just a bit inside, nearly got him there. 3-2 count now with Domingo Leyba waiting on deck. Diaz from the set position takes a look at second base where LaCastro delivers a 3-2, and it's outside, ball 4. He walked him, bases loaded now with 1 out for Domingo Leyba. Couple of pretty close 2 pitches there. Diaz does not get the call. Bases loaded for Arizona. Domingo Leyba the batter for the Snakes. James Pazos now joining Wade Davis up in the bullpen for the Rockies. Domingo Leyba 1 for 3. Base hit in the 6th inning. 5 for 23 start to his season. Leyba had a 0.1 WAR last year. Very brief action with the Diamondbacks. Only got 30 plate appearances. First pitch to him is a strike with a slider. The 0-1 is a bunt. Back to the mound. Diaz throws to the plate for the force. And that did not work out. LeCastro forced out at home. There are 2 outs now. Rockies just an out away from getting out of trouble here. That'll leave it up to Ketel Marte, grounded out into a double play. Back in the 6th inning, he's 0 for 3 on the day, 0 for 4 in the series. Had a pinch hit appearance in yesterday's ball game. Diaz gets ready to deliver his first pitch to Ketel Marte, and that's taken just a bit low or maybe away. 0-1. A huge out number 2, but still work to do here for Diaz in the bottom of the 8th. Oberg started this inning. Walked a couple batters. 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Good pitch from Diaz. Into his motion is Diaz, and the 1-1 delivery. That's a strike. Now Diaz just a strike away from getting out of this. Leyba on first base, Marte on second, Walker on third. David Peralta is waiting on deck. Should Marte keep it moving? Starling Marte on second, Ketel Marte at the plate. 1-2 pitch from Diaz is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Huge appearance by Jairo Diaz here in the 8th. It remains 2-1 Rockies going to the 9th.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Yohan Lopez takes over on the hill for the D-backs. 9 1/3 innings has a 7.71 ERA. It's early, but that's still quite high, giving up a lot of hits.
Now playing third base.
And we have Carson Kelly now in the game playing third base.
Kelly.
Elias Diaz will lead off.
The catcher, Elias Diaz.
Rockies looking for some insurance, hoping to avoid a 9th inning like yesterday's. First pitch is taken high. 86-mile-an-hour fastball to the catcher Diaz. "1-0. That swung on and fouled out of play. Chris Owings waiting on deck, came in on the double switch. "1-1 pitch. He's in there for a strike. 1-2 the count now on Diaz. And Tony Wolters expected to be back with the Major League club by the time we hit San Diego. That pitch is low. Drew Butera still with the club. We'll see what happens when Wolters returns. It's just a bit outside. The count goes full now on Diaz with Chris Owings waiting on deck. Owings got the start at shortstop yesterday. Story back in there today. Just a day off. "3-2. Swung on and fouled out of play. Diaz chases what would have been ball 4, is able to foul it off. "3-2. Swung on and popped up into shallow left center field. It's Peralta. Under it, makes the catch for out number 1 here in the 9th.
The right fielder, number 12.
That'll bring up Chris Owings, the right fielder.
Owings.
And Altapia got the start in right. Archie Bradley and Junior Guerra both warming up in the bullpen for the D-backs should their services be required. Owings hitting .308 in brief action on the year. Can play all over the infield or outfield for you. Pitch is taken high with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Not catcher, though. No appearances at catcher for Owings, so who knows? Maybe we could see him there this year. He was getting close to having to use someone else after Wolters and Diaz both went down due to injury. But Diaz back now. Spent the minimum time on the IL. Owings fouls one back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned that really rough year for Owings last year at a -1 WAR. Pitch is taken outside, 2-1. There's Bradley and Guerra in the D-backs bullpen. 6th worst WAR in the major leagues for Owings last year in terms of batters. Worst was Stevie Wilkerson of the Orioles. There's a swing and a foul out of play. Chris Davis, also of the Orioles, 2nd worst. John Hicks and Kristen Stewart of the Tigers. So it makes sense that those two teams would have the worst players in terms of WAR last year. Fly ball to the left. Peralta's going to get another chance. Makes the catch for out number 2. That will bring up David Dahl. Rockies trying to get a little bit of insurance here, clinging to that 2-1 lead for most of this ball game. Dahl 1 for 4, singled and scored in this one. Hoping to have a 3rd straight multi-hit game. First pitch is outside with a 90-mile-an-hour changeup. Yohan Lopez throws quite quickly. Good velocity. 1-0 pitch coming now to Dahl. And that one's just a bit outside.
2-0.
2-0 pitch. Swung on and lined foul towards the third base coach, Stu Cole. Hitters count now for David Dahl, 2-1. And the pitch is taken just a bit outside. 3 balls and a strike. Trevor Story waiting on deck. He is ready to get some hits. Just signing not quite an extension, but a reworking of his final arbitration years this offseason with Story. Swing and a miss by Dahl, and the count goes full. Story, 2 years, $27.5 million, buys out his final 2 years of arbitration. Did not come to an agreement with the Rockies at the filing deadline. They filed their arbitration numbers. Luckily, we're able to avoid going to an arbitration hearing and settling on that 2-year deal. 3-2 pitch to Dahl is swung on and missed to get him on strikes. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Looks like it will be Wade Davis on to try to save this one. It is 2-1 Rockies. Wade Davis on the hill, 5 1/3 innings on the year, 5 strikeouts and a walk, 11.81 ERA, 4.37 average against righties, 400 against lefties. It was a really rough outing. Definitely, it's just maybe a stretch to say it was the worst of his Rockies career, but it was really, I don't know. It was kind of inexplicable what happened in the bottom of the 9th yesterday. David Peralta is going to lead off. You see what he did back in the 2nd inning, an absolute moonshot to right field. Tapia didn't even move. And Wade Davis try to get something done against him. Still early on in the year, Davis has looked good in a couple appearances. Looked rather worse for wear in a few more. 2 for 3 on the day is Peralta. And Davis trying to make amends for yesterday. Delivers first pitch outside. Peralta 2 for 5 in his brief career against Davis. "1-0 is swung on and pulled foul. James Pazos is also up in the Rockies bullpen if Davis runs into trouble. Davis worked tirelessly this offseason to try to get back into his form as really one of if not the best closer in baseball for a stretch of the Royals a few years ago. And here comes a 1-1. That's taken just a bit high. Hitters count now for Peralta, 2 for 3 on the day. One of those hits a homer. Swung on and grounded up the middle into center field, a base hit. Leadoff single here in the bottom of the 9th for David Peralta, his 3rd hit of the ball game. Tying run on base, winning run will come to the plate now against Wade Davis. Batter is Stephen Vogt. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Had a rough series, rough start to his year as Baxter the Bobcat really hopes that the Diamondbacks fans can inject some additional life into Stephen Vogt and the rest of the D-backs offense, who've been held to 1 run today. Excellent start by Antonio Sensatella, Scott Oberg, and Jairo Diaz working their magic in the 8th, swinging a foul out of play. Walk's not a huge issue this year for Davis, only has 1 of them. That came in yesterday's ball game, a bases-loaded walk to Josh Rojas. Not a good time for it. Swinging a ground ball, hits into left field, a base hit past Story. He's going to put the tying run in scoring position, winning run on base now. That will bring up Jake Lamb. Started the game playing first base today. 0 for 3 in this one, 2 for 7 on the year. 2 on, nobody out for the Diamondbacks. Starting to look a little bit reminiscent of yesterday's ball game in the bottom of the 9th, to be quite frank. Davis takes a look at second, delivers first pitch, and it swung on and missed. I don't believe we saw any swings and misses in yesterday's ball game from Davis. 0-1 pitch. That's way inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rockies 500, 1 game below the 500 mark, trying to get back there today. Same record as the Dodgers, both 2 games back in the NL West right now. Padres have a 1-game lead over the San Francisco Giants very early on. 1-1 pitch is taken outside. Hitters count now for Lamb. One-time everyday third baseman for the D-backs just a couple seasons ago, now relegated to playing first base to give Christian Walker a day off. We saw Christian Walker pinch hit an inning ago. 2-1 pitch from Davis to Lamb is swung on and grounded towards second base. McMahon bobbles it, goes to second. They will get the force back to first, not in time. That was a tailor-made double play. McMahon just not able to handle it. Runners on the corners now. With 1 out for Ildemaro Vargas, was the player of the game in yesterday's ball game, 0 for 3 today. Tying run on third base with 1 out. Winning run at first. Wade Davis getting an out, something he didn't do yesterday. First pitch to Vargas. Lays down a bunt towards second base. McMahon will throw to first. This game is tied. We are tied at 2. Winning run is in scoring position at second base. It's a very good bunt. Sacrifice and RBI. So that one will be scored. Vargas ties up this game, and it'll be Carson Kelly who will bat. He came in on the double switch. Took over for Josh Rojas at third base. Kelly 250 with a couple home runs on the year. Rockies pitching staff in cruise control today. First pitch from Davis to Kelly is taken outside. Good velocity from Davis, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Kelly, former prospect in the St. Louis Cardinals organization, came over along with Luke Weaver in that deal. 1-0 pitch is swung on and lifted in the air to center. Should be playable for Dahl. Camps under it, makes the catch. We go to extra innings in Arizona, tied at 2. Two, 3, 4 hitters due up for the Rockies here in the 10th. Story, Arenado, Murphy should be who you're looking for. Story is 0 for 3. Does have a walk in this ballgame. Yohan Lopez out for his second inning of work. First pitch is taken for a strike. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Rockies had a 2-1 lead going into the bottom of the 9th. Wade Davis gave up a run. Should have probably gotten a double play, however. Ryan McMahon bobbling a ball. There's an 0-1 coming to Story. That's taken outside. Already a 15-inning game this year for the Rockies in San Diego on getaway day. There is a ball game to play tomorrow afternoon here in Arizona. It's swung on and grounded to third. Carson Kelly makes the play for out number 1. That'll bring up Nolan Arenado. Charlie Blackmon's still on the bench for the Rockies, as is Garrett Hampson and also Drew Butera. Nolan Arenado 1 for 3 RBI single in this ballgame, also has a walk. Madison Bumgarner, who pitched a lot, he threw a lot of pitches in this one. First pitch to Arenado is low and away. Up over 100 pitches in the 5th inning was Bumgarner. The Diamondbacks bullpen has held the Rockies scoreless the rest of the way. 1-0 coming to Arenado is taken for a strike. And the 1-1, that's in there for a strike as well. 1-2 the count now on Arenado. Lopez into his motion. Funky delivery. Gets ready to deliver a 1-2 pitch. And here it comes. Swung on and fouled back to the screen as Arenado is down 1-2 in the count. One-two pitch. Swung on and chopped foul at the plate. Another 1-2 to Arenado is swung on and popped up. Second baseman Vargas camps under it, makes the catch. He tied this game with a sacrifice bunt in the bottom of the 9th. That's out number 2. That'll leave it up to Daniel Murphy. 2 for 4, a couple doubles on the day and a run scored. Really getting those slash line numbers improved. Very good series for Murphy. Very good series with San Diego as well. First pitch coming from Lopez is swung on and lined down the left field line. That's headed towards the corner. His way to cut it off is Peralta. Murphy will cruise into second base with a 2-out double. Rockies try to get something going with 2 outs. Ryan McMahon will be the batter. 4th double of the year for Daniel Murphy. 3rd double of the day. Really good day at the plate for Daniel Murphy. And here is Ryan McMahon now with 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. That's Murphy. He's the go-ahead run. First pitch to McMahon is taken for a strike. Man 1 for 3. Base hit in the 4th inning. 2 for 4 in this series. Homered in yesterday's ballgame. Also has drawn a few walks. A 1 pitch coming from Lopez. Takes a look at second base and delivers. Swung on and chopped back to the mound. And the catcher throwing to first. There's a vote, and that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 10th, tied at 2.
Your attention, please.
We have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Cole Calhoun for the D-backs. Pitcher's spot in the order. Calhoun off to a really good start to the year. Wade Davis out for a 2nd inning of work. This game is tied at 2. 364 in the year for Calhoun. Delivers first pitch high. James Pazos was warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Can't get a good look out there right now. We will let you know. 1-0 pitch. Davis from the windup. Here it comes. Swung on and chopped foul at the plate off of Diaz. 1 ball, 1 strike. Diaz fresh off the injured list and playing in the 10th inning now. 1-1. Is swung on and lined foul the other way. 1-2 on Calhoun, former member of the Los Angeles Angels. Started in left field yesterday. Pinch hit appearance in this one. D-backs have a lot of different options to throw at you. See Ildemaro Vargas be really the hero in this series. Eduardo Escobar yesterday. There's a swing and a miss. Davis gets Calhoun on strikes for out number 1. Lineup will turn over now for Starling Marte. Has a walk in this game, otherwise 0 for 3. First pitch from Davis is taken down and in. Davis, remember, started his career as a starting pitcher in the Rays organization and was with the Royals for a brief time. So he has experience going multiple innings. Not sure he's stretched out to the point where he could be a starter these days, but giving a second inning to manager Bud Black today in the 10th. Pitch to Marte is taken for a strike at the knees. Senzatella's 7 strong innings, only allowed a run today. Oberg and Diaz in the 8th. Davis gives up the run in the 9th. There's a swing and a foul. Now Davis on for his second inning of work. Here's the 1-2, and that's taken low and away. Davis turned 35 on September 7. It's in the 3rd year of a 3-year deal with the Rockies, $54 million over the course of that. Pitch down and in, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Domingo Leyba waiting on deck. And this 3-2 is swung on and fouled away. Let's talk about the rest of the coaching staff this year for the D-backs. Luis Arrueta is the bench coach, promoted back in September. Darnell Coles, the hitting coach. Swinging a high fly ball towards left center field. On the run for this one is Desmond. He looks like he has a read on it. Into the track, he'll make the catch for out number 2. Darnell Coles, hitting coach. Eric Hinsky, assistant hitting coach. Mentioned Matt Hurge is the pitching coach earlier. Dave McKay at first base. Tony Perez-Chica at third base. Mike Fetters is the bullpen coach. Robbie Hammock is catching coach and quality control coach. And then a couple bullpen catchers are Dan Butler and Humberto Quintero. I remember seeing him in the major leagues for a while. Quintero, a member of the Padres, Astros, Royals, Phillies, and Mariners throughout his career. Spanned from 2003 to 2014. There's a swing and a fly ball towards center field. Dahl got a late read on it. He's going to come over, though, and he'll make the catch. That'll retire the side. We go to the 11th. Davis works a scoreless 10th inning. Still tied at 2. Desmond, pitching spot, and Diaz due up.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
Archie Bradley, new pitcher for the D-backs. Rockies scored a run off him yesterday. 1 2/3 innings on the year, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. 5.40 ERA, and now this is 3rd game. Not a whole lot of a sample to work with there. Ian Desmond will lead off. Sacrifice, fly, RBI, and a walk in this game. Otherwise 0 for 2 for Desi. Trying to get something going here in the 11th. Archie Bradley's first pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. 1 for 10 only in his career off Bradley is Desmond. Charlie Blackmon perhaps will get a pinch hit appearance next. There's a swing and a miss. Desmond goes fishing, comes up empty. Quickly 0-2 on him. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Desmond goes down on 3 pitches for out number 1. First strikeout for Bradley in his first batter faced. We'll see who gets the at-bat, and it is Charlie Blackmon. 212 on the year, home run, 4 runs batted in. Most of the day off today. He is going to come in to pinch hit here in the top of the 11th. Hector Rondon and Junior Guerra both up in the D-backs bullpen. First pitch is taken outside. 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Bradley. Here's the 1-0, and it's taken low and away, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Just a bit inside. Elias Diaz waiting on deck. Catch an 11th inning of this ball game. Drew Butera, Garrett Hampson, Sam Hilliard remaining on the bench for the Rockies. There's a strike on the 3-0. 98-mile-an-hour fastball, good velocity from Bradley. Here's the 3-1, and that swung on and chopped foul at the plate. So from 3-0 to 3-2 now on Blackmon. Emil Tapia started this game in right field. Now playing there is Chris Owings, who came in on a double switch. And Blackmon pinch hitting here, 3-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air towards center field. A long run for Marte, and he'll get there. And that is out number 2. And that'll bring up Elias Diaz.
The catcher, number 35, Elias Diaz.
Oh for 3 on the day for Diaz. 4 for 15 on the season. First pitch from Bradley is taken for a strike on the upper outer corner. Comes an 0-1. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 on Diaz. Bradley got Desmond to swing at 3 pitches for a strikeout. The first out of this one. Now it's down quickly 0-2 on Elias Diaz. Here comes the pitch. That one's low. And the 1-2. Swung on and fouled back over the screen. One more time, a 1-2 will be coming from Bradley to Diaz into his motion. The windup. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air to shallow left. Peralta coming in. Makes the catch. That'll retire the side. We're still tied at 2 going to the bottom of the 11th.
Your attention, please.
James Pazos, a new pitcher for the Rockies. 7 2/3 innings, a 2.35 ERA. This is 7th game, 8 strikeouts, 4 walks. First batter he faces will be Ketel Marte, tied at 2 here in the bottom of the 11th. Marte 0 for 4 on the day.
The center fielder, Ketel Marte.
First pitch taken for a strike on the inside corner with a slider from Pazos. Pazos, former member of the Seattle Mariners, quite good for their bullpen a couple years ago. One's taken just a little bit low. Pazos not so sure about that call. Wade Davis working 2 innings, 9th and 10th, gave up that tying run in the 9th. Here is a 1-0. That's taken low. 1-1 rather. Now it's 2-1. Two on pitch is outside. 3 balls and a strike. David Peralta waiting on deck. .478 start to his season. Peralta. That swung on and missed for strike 2. Peralta coming through with a few more hits in today's game. Marte has not had such luck, and Pazos trying to keep it that way. To his motion, the windup and the 3-2 pitch is swung on and lined towards right field. Right there to make the catch is Owings. And that's out number 1.
Now batting, the left fielder, David.
And that'll bring up David Peralta looking for his 4th hit of this one. Home run, double, single. So a triple away from the cycle. Carlos Esteva now up in the Rockies' pen. First pitch is a check swing, and not sure where that missed. So 1-0 count. Here's the 1-0 that swung on and lifted in the air towards left field, going back onto his Desmond. He's got it. That's out number 2.
Now batting, the catcher, Steven.
And that will bring up Stephen Vogt. 1 for 4, got a base hit in that 9th inning, so he's 1 for 7 with a walk in the series now. First pitch is taken low. Rockies are 1-0 in extra innings this year, and 1 in that 15-inning affair against the Padres in San Diego. 1-0 is outside. 96-mile-an-hour fastball misses for Pazos. Misses low and away. 3-0 now with Jake Lamb waiting on deck. Misses. Called a strike on the outside part of the outside corner. 3-1 now. And the 3-1 is in there for a strike. Now the count goes full on Stephen Vogt. And the 3-2 pitch one more time is going to miss outside, ball 4. Winning run will now be on base at first base for Jake Lamb as Stephen Vogt heads to the plate. Heads to first base, Jake Lamb heads to the plate. Lamb 0 for 4 today, started the game playing first base. Grounded out back in the 9th inning. 2 for 8 on the season now for Lamb. First pitch misses outside. Pazos in his first inning of work. Senzatella went 7 strong innings, only gave up a run in this game. Oberg and Diaz tag team the 8th. Davis won a couple innings, gave up a run in the bottom of the 9th. That pitch is low. And Pazos, who is pitching the 11th. An RBI single and an RBI sack. RBI single for Nolan Arenado, an RBI sack fly for Ian Desmond, the 2 runs scored for the Rockies in this ball game. Solo home run for David Peralta, and a sacrifice bunt RBI for Ildemaro Vargas, the 2 runs for the D-backs. 2-1 pitch from Pazos to Lamb. Takes a look at first base and delivers. That one swung on and pulled foul down the line. And count evens at 2. Two-two pitch. That one is swung on and missed it. A pitch in the dirt. However, the ball gets away and throw down. Not in time. Lamb will reach on a strikeout wild pitch. And that's going to put the winning run in scoring position now for Ildemaro Vargas. Laid down that sacrifice bunt RBI in the bottom of the 9th. He was a key part of the victory for the D-backs in the bottom of the 9th in yesterday's ball game. He will bat with a couple runners on. Winning run in scoring position is Stephen Vogt here. In the bottom of the 11th against James Pazos. Takes a look at second and delivers the pitch just a bit outside. Vogt on second, Lamb on first. Next pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Count is leveled up at 1. And the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. Make or break pitch coming now for Pazos. It's 1-2 on Vargas. Pazos gets ready, takes a look at second base into his motion, and the 1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. We're through 11 innings, still tied at 2. Rockies trying to get a run on the board in the 12th. Chris Owings leads off here in the 12th inning. It's Archie Bradley out for his second inning of work, swinging a foul out of play. Owings, the former member of these Diamondbacks, former teammate with Archie Bradley. See if he knows any tricks. 0-1 is swung on and fouled out of play. Quickly 0-2 on Owings. Owings came into the game as a part of a double switch by Maltapia, the right fielder, coming out of the game. Owings going in. 0-2 is flared towards second base. That's going to drop, and they'll still be able to get Owings at first. Vargas makes the play. 4-3 on the out.
The center fielder, David Dahl.
That'll bring up David Dahl. 1 for 5 on the day. Still looking to make it 3 straight multi-hit games. 1 for 5 single runs scored. Had a 4-hit game on Wednesday against the Padres. Couple hits in the game on Tuesday as well. That was actually against the Rangers. I believe I said that as well. It was against the Padres last time. Against the Rangers, who they played Wednesday, the Rockies did, and Tuesday. Swinging a foul out of play. Dahl is 0 for 7 in his career against Bradley. A 1 pitch. He swung on and chopped foul. Quickly 0-2 on Dahl. As Archie Bradley, Rockies fans will remember from the 2017 wildcard game, not only got the win in that one, he came through with a go-ahead triple. There's a swing and a foul, and it's again 0-2 on David Dahl. 0-2 from Bradley is taken down and in with a curveball. Another 1-2 is swung on and lined into left field. A base hit. That's going to go down the line. Cutting it off is Peralta. Dahl on his way to second base, and he is in there with a lead, a one-out double here in the 12th. And Dahl coming through. That's his 6th double of the year. In that 15-inning game in San Diego, he had the go-ahead 2-run double down the left field line. Now a runner in scoring position for the Rockies here in the 12th with 1 out. Garrett Hampson on to pinch run for David Dahl. Likely see him take over in center field. And Trevor Story will be the batter. 0 for 4, grounded out in the 5th inning. Does have a walk in this game. Really could use a hit here. Batting average at 148. First pitch is swung on and missed. And the 0-1 is outside the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Rockies trying to get something going against Archie Bradley. This would not make up for. This would not count as payback. Nope. Something a little more heartbreaking than this to make up for that go-ahead triple in the wild card game. The 2-1 is swung on and missed. And that's swung on and grounded towards third. Pelly throws to first for out number 2. And I also misspoke that it was not Bradley who got the win in that game. It was Andrew Chafin who got the win for the D-backs. Nolan Arenado 1 for 4 RBI single on the day and a walk. He steps to the plate. One's taken low. Pitch outside, 2-0 now on Arenado. One's outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Well, news coming in yesterday, a couple days ago now, that Mark Reynolds decided to call it a career. Announced his retirement, 298 career home runs. Just strike to Arenado. 13-year career for Reynolds. Started with these Arizona Diamondbacks. Also played for the Orioles, Yankees, Indians, Brewers. I can think of off the top of my head. Nationals. Played with the Rockies a little bit in 2019. There's a pitch outside. Arenado draws a walk. I'll put a couple men on now for Daniel Murphy, who's had a really good day. 3 doubles. Certainly use one here, could the Rockies.
Daniel Murphy.
We have a new pitcher for the D-backs. It's going to be Hector Rondon.
Number
2 innings on the year. This is his 3rd game of the year. He pitched in yesterday's ball game. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. You can see his ERA is at 4.50 very early on. Mark Reynolds, the age of 36, calling it a career. He only hit 170 with the Rockies last year. He was released on July 26. He hit 4 home runs, just a couple away. Had a pretty good stretch for the Rockies from 2016 to 17, where he hit 274 with a 354 on base percentage and 44 home runs in 266 games, mostly playing first base. Ian Desmond would get in there and play first during that stretch of time as well, and Daniel Murphy last year. Reynolds had an opportunity when Daniel Murphy went on the injured list. Also Ryan McMahon playing first base at times. Thomas Harding of MLB.com has an article about Reynolds and calling it quits in his career. Read that in MLB.com. Way inside, almost hits Murphy, and it's 1-2 now. Reynolds made his major league debut as a third baseman for the D-backs in 2007. Led the major league in strikeouts for 3 straight seasons as Murphy swings and grounds one to first base. Taking it himself is Lamb, and that'll retire the side. We'll talk more about Mark Reynolds in the bottom of the 12th. They're tied at 2. Garrett Hampson will stay in the game in center field. He pinch ran for David Dahl. So Sam Hilliard and Drew Butera remain on the bench for the Rockies. Carlos Estevez, 8 1/3 innings this season. 12 strikeouts, 3 walks, 3.24 ERA. He's really brought that down after a couple rough outings to start the season. First batter you'll face is Carson Kelly. 6 for 25 on the year, flied out his first time up. First pitch from Estevez is taken inside of the slider. Mark Reynolds, again announcing his retirement a couple days ago, struck out a record 223 times in 2009. Also led the American League in strikeouts with 196 in 2011 with the Orioles. And the 1-0 is swung on and missed. In 2009, though, he also homered 44 times and drove in 102 runs, so you have to balance the two, I suppose. He hit 260, even though he struck out 223 times. And he didn't hit 260 again until 2016 with the Rockies when he hit a career-high 282. Swinging a ground ball to first base, backhanded by Murphy. He takes it himself for out number 1. Hector Rondon is going to bat for himself, the relief pitcher, with Tyler Kinley warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Must see Kinley. First pitch from Estevez is taken just a bit outside to Rondon. Manager Bud Black looks on. But Reynolds he was on the MLB Network radio show on Sirius XM. There's a ground ball to second base. McMahon makes the play for out number 2 with Steve Torrey and Danny Cannell. I asked him about his plans for 2020. He said, I haven't really told anybody, but I'm retired. He said he's really enjoying his time with family, and now it's his time to move on and find something else to do. Starling Marte will be the batter. He's 0 for 4 in this one. Also from Thomas Harding of MLB.com, good news on Peter Lambert, who's on the injured list right now in our simulation. The fly ball to right field going back on it is Owings. He'll make the catch in front of the track for out number 2. Peter Lambert making fairly good progress. That's out number 3. Side retired, and we go to the 13th. McMahon, Desmond in the pitcher's spot do it for the Rockies. Tied at 2. Ryan McMahon leads off the 13th inning. Andrew Chafin, Jr. Guerra still up in the D-backs bullpen. Hector Rondon, who batted for himself in the bottom of the 12th, will continue on the mound. It's Ryan McMahon. First pitch, It's taken on the outside corner for a called strike. There's Chafin, the lefty, and Guerra, the righty, representing double barrel action in the D-backs bullpen. Peter Lambert, we mentioned him before going to break, candidate for the rotation spot out of spring training, but hit a mild to moderate strain. McMahon lines one foul down the right field line, nearly hits the first base umpire. And Steve Foster said that if all goes well with rehab, Lambert can begin a throwing program in roughly 3 weeks. Strike 3 call. McMahon goes down on the outside corner. That's out number 1. McMahon not happy about that call. Looked perhaps a bit high or outside. We'll take a look. We'll bring up Ian Desmond, 0 for 3 on the day. Sac fly and a walk. There's a pitch outside. Steve Foster told Thomas Harding of MLB.com that he's working on creating Zoom meetings with the pitching staff. Began earlier in this week. It's the 1-0 pitch. It's outside. Trying to keep everybody connected. They have set up pods for the Major League pitching staff, as well as each of the minor league staffs for weekly calls. Some of it is talking about keeping the arms in shape and going over the mental skills. But then some of it is about just challenges that we all face in this time of COVID-19. Fly ball to right field. Starling Marte, camp center, it makes the catch out number 2. Pitcher's spot is due up. See if Estevez takes the at-bat himself. And Drew Butera and Sam Hilliard. And it will be Sam Hilliard who will pinch hit, so that'll just leave Drew Butera in the catcher's spot on the bench for the Rockies. First pitch to Hilliard got the start in yesterday's ball game. That's inside ball 1, 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Rondon, former member of the Astros. Hilliard hitting .250 on the year. And this 1-0 is taken low and away, 2-0. Slider that time. Steve Foster said it's just important that they're connecting, that they're staying engaged with each other. All the minor league staffs and pitchers, they're encouraging and finding out information about how everyone's doing. No one's been in this situation before. So strike on the outside corner, count evens at 2 on Sam Hilliard. Foster was asked about how much time it would take for pitchers to get built up before a potential resuming of play. Pick it up after this 2-2 to Hilliard. Swung on and lined into the glove of the third baseman, Kelly, who was shifted that way. That'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 13th. Leyba, Marte, Peralta due up, tied at 2.
Your attention, please.
Tyler Kinley, new pitcher for the Rockies, 8 2/3 innings on the year, a 2.08 ERA, 13 strikeouts, no walks. He has been must-see Kinley. This is his 8th game of the year. You see that batting average against righties a little bit high. It's a 2-run home run to Ruben Odor was the only run that he's given up on the year. That came in that series against Texas. First pitch here to Domingo Leyba is taken just a bit outside, but Kinley has shown some really good stuff to start the year. We keep mentioning how his only problem was with the amount of walks he allowed as a member of the Miami Marlins, claimed off waivers by the Rockies at the beginning of the last offseason. And he has not had problems with command one bit. Always had good strikeout numbers, and they're getting even better now. 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Kinley holds the glove high above his head, now into his motion. He's ready to deliver a 1-1 pitch on the way, and it's outside with a slider. Steve Foster, again, was asked about how much time it would take to get pitchers in shape before the resumption of play. It'll take about 20 to 25 days to get built up to the point where they can play games. And through the communication that they're doing, the pitchers are all aware of what they need to do, where they need to be. Pitch outside, 3 balls and a strike. There are many pitchers who are working in pairs right now. Kyle Freeland and Jeff Hoffman work together. Chichi Gonzalez and Jairo Diaz, and Carlos Estevez and Antonio Senzatella. Also, Kyle Freeland has purchased a portable mound, so has Scott Oberg. 3-1 is swung on and fouled. Back and out of play. Count goes full. Domingo Leyba Steve Foster said that many of the pitchers are adept at new video technology. Some have their own units, and co-pitching coordinator Steve Merriman is on hand to lend his expertise as well. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. That's out number 1. 14th strikeout of the year for Kinley, first of the day. But it's quite an interesting time in Steve Foster's life. For one, he has his daughter Lauren is a shortstop at the University of Wisconsin for their softball team. Lauren won't have a season until next spring. Foster also has a brother named PJ Foster who plans to retire from the U.S. Navy, but that wasn't able to happen because of the outbreak. He was en route home from the Western Pacific Ocean. Now he's on a warship. Quite the eventful times in the life of Steve Foster. 0-1 pitch coming to Ketel Marte is taken low and away. Jake McGee warming in the Rockies bullpen. Yency Almonte also hasn't been used. And that one's taken low and away with a slider. One pitch is taken low. 3 balls and a strike with David Peralta waiting on deck. Swung on and rips towards right field. That's going to get down and go to the corner. Marte on his way to second base, and he's in there with a 1-out double. Winning run now in the scoring position for David Peralta, who's had that really good day at the plate. Ketel Marte was due for a hit today. David Peralta, a triple shy of the cycle. 3 for 5 day at the plate. First pitch is swung on and missed. 95-mile-an-hour fastball by him. The first home run of the year for Peralta, hit it off Senzatella earlier in this one. Otherwise, 7 strong innings, 1 run allowed for Senzatella today. There's a pitch in the dirt. Marte will have to stay put. 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Swung on and fouled out of play. 1-2 the count. As the snakes are rattling here in Arizona. 1-2 is taken high. Two pitch. Swinging a foul the other way. We'll do it again. Runner in scoring position, Ketel Marte represents the potential winning run. 1 out, and Tyler Kinley delivers to David Peralta. Pitch inside, count goes full. Stephen Vogt is waiting on deck. Triple shy of the cycle as part of a 3-hit day for David Peralta. And the pitch, just a bit outside. That's the first walk of the year for Kinley. As Jake McGee's warming up in the Rockies bullpen, Bud Black has seen very good things from Tyler Kinley to start the year. Use a big double play now. It'll be Stephen Vogt, 1 for 4, base hit in the 9th inning. Vogt off to a slow start to the year with his new team, the Diamondbacks. This offseason signed with them for a 2-year rather. No, it is a 1-year. $3 million deal. It does have a vesting option. Swinging a ground ball hit to short, to second for 1, back to first, and that is a double play. Kinley pulls off a Houdini act And we go to the 14th. Diaz, Owings, Hampson do up for the Rockies. Oh yes, Diaz 0 for 4 on the day, leads off this 14th inning. Drew Butera, the only remaining member of the Rockies on the bench. First pitch is swung on and fouled outside the bag at first. A 1. It's low and in. Well, a day game tomorrow for the Rockies and Diamondbacks. They're going to have to get out there despite going long into the night in this one. And misses outside, 2-1 the count. Swung on and chopped foul, count evens at 2. Sean Keeler of the Denver Post wrote an article about veteran MLB umpire Paul Emmel as Diaz lines one foul. Emmel underwent surgery last October to correct a bow-legged gait. Osteotomy. So a swing and a pop foul with Diaz. So what the doctors did was sawed away at his tibia or shin bone in order to relieve pressure on the knee joint. His 3 decades of squatting behind home plate took a toll. And then, it's not just the squatting, popping up and down. Not so good on your cartilage. But now, he says he has the legs of a 20-year-old again. Diaz swings, lifts a high fly ball to left field. Going back on this one is Peralta. And that ball is going to hop over the wall for a ground rule double. Leadoff double for Elias Diaz. It's his second double of the season. A good start to this 14th inning for the Rockies. That'll bring up Chris Owings 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch is taken down and in to the former Diamondback. Owings came in as part of a double switch in right field. Tapia started the game over there. Fly out and a ground out as part of his 0 for 2 day, Owings. Very versatile defender for the Rockies. 1-0 pitch is swung on and lined foul the other way. Paul Emmel has been a Major League umpire since July of 1999. He wasn't expected to come back until the All-Star break anyway after that surgery, but has been helped by the social distancing. Owings gets hit by a pitch, and that'll put 2 runners on now for the Rockies. Hector Rondon still on the mound. And Garrett Hampson will get his first plate appearance of the day. Couple runners on for the Rockies here in the 14th. Garrett Hampson also, he pinch ran for David Dahl, now in the leadoff spot, hitting 200 in his brief action on the year. First pitch is taken for a strike. Hampson got his first Major League hit here at Chase Field a couple years ago. And a bunt, and it's a good one towards second base. They'll get the out at first on Hampson. Runners will move up to second and third with 1 out. Hampson gets his job done. Oh yes, Diaz at third. Trevor Story will be the batter, 0 for 5, and this one does have a walk. Does not necessarily need a hit to get that run home from third base. This pitch will be number 30 on the day for the reliever Hector Rondon here in the top of the 14th. First pitch to Story is taken inside. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. 98-mile-an-hour fastball by him. And here comes a 1-1. Story thinks about laying down a bunt. And that was a suicide squeeze. Diaz is out at the plate. The Story is not able to connect. And now there are 2 outs. And it's a 1-2 count on Story. And the pitch is swung on and lifted in the air towards center field, going back on to Discatel Marte. He's at the track. He's looking up. And it's gone. 2-run home run for Trevor Story. 438 feet off the bat of Story, 108.3 mile per hour exit velocity. 33rd pitch of the day for Hector Rondon, and Trevor Story puts the Rockies in front. Boy, did he need that hit here. Boy, did the Rockies need that hit. And new pitcher for the D-backs will be Andrew Chafin. 2 innings on the year, 5 strikeouts, no walks, a 4.50 ERA. Continue talking about the Paul Emmel story now, again written by Sean Keeler of the Denver Post. You can read the full story on their website. But Paul Emmel, an extended offseason has allowed him to have more time for some of his passions. The Umps Care Charities, which is a nonprofit where he serves as the secretary, while Arenado swings and fouls on the other way. And Mana Care is a service provided by Cherry Hills Community Church and Highlands Ranch, where Emmel spends any Tuesday he can helping to distribute food and sundries for more than 1,200 people per month. But the toughest part right now, he says, is that with all the social distancing guidelines, there are all groups of 10 or fewer with everybody 6 feet apart, wearing gloves and face masks, keeping things disinfected. Arenado takes a pitch outside, 2-1 the count. So volunteers like Emmel and his 16-year-old son Ryan are bagging and delivering groceries. Arenado swings and lines one fair down the left field line towards the corner. He's on his way to second base, and the throw by Peralta is not in time offline. Arenado's in there with a 2-out double. 5th double of the year for Arenado. So what Emmel and his son do is they deliver those groceries to cars via a drive-up service. And when they're not filling bags or loading vehicles, they're stocking shelves. So they do 4 to 5 hours a week. Daniel Murphy bats, swings and pops one up foul territory, third base side. And that will be caught by Kelly. Rockies will try to get the final 3 outs in the bottom of the 14th. They have a 4-2 lead thanks to a 2-run home run for Trevor Story. Jake Lamb will be the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 14th. Tyler Kinley on for his second inning of work. Must see Kinley looking to lock it down and get the win in this one. First pitch is swung on and pulled foul. And that's taken just a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Chases one above the zone. Does Lamb against Kinley. It's 1-2. Swung on and chopped foul at the plate. And we'll do it again. Jake Lamb starting first baseman today for the D-backs. 0 for 5 in this one. Rockies hoping to get through this, not having to use Drew Butera, their backup catcher. Elias Diaz catching all 14 of this one. There's a pitch high, count evens at 2. Jake McGee and Yency Almonte still have not had to be used out of the Rockies bullpen. Thankfully, Sensatella gave the Rockies some length today. There's a check swing and a pitch high, appeal to third, and he did not go, does Lamb, and the count goes full. And the 3-2 is outside, ball 4. He walked him, leadoff walk. They'll put the tying run at the plate now. Kinley with his second walk of the year. First appearances of the year, didn't give up one at all. Demaro Vargas, the batter, 0 for 4 in this one. Struck out his last time up, that was in the 9th inning. Pitch hits him. And the winning run will come to the plate now, tying run on base. I mentioned Kinley struggles with command from a year ago, hasn't had any trouble so far this year. But this will be quite a time for those struggles to return. Jake McGee was warming up in the Rockies bullpen. Carson Kelly will be the batter, 6 for 26 start to the year. He's 0 for 2 flyout and a ground out. Former top prospect in the Cardinals organization, now with the Diamondbacks. Kinley's got 2 runners on with nobody out, and the first pitch is taken for a strike. And that's in there, inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Swung on and popped up behind the plate. Diaz camping under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1 in foul territory.
The pitcher, number 47,
Andrew Chafin is due up, and he will bat for himself here in the bottom of the 14th, as evidently the Diamondbacks have run out of position players. Likely be trying to lay down a bunt here, I would think, and it is bunted towards third base. Arenado throws to second for 1, back to first and not in time. Gutsy play by Arenado. He's able to get the out at second. And the runners on the corners now with 2 outs. Kinley just needs to get 1 more out. Starling Marte 0 for 5 in this one. Would have a big walk in that 9th inning. First pitch from Kinley is taken for a strike on the outside corner. And 0-1 pitch Kinley. To his motion, and here it comes. That's swung on and lifted in the air towards shallow right field. McMahon going out, and it's going to drop. It's going to get a run home to make it 4-3. Little flare RBI single for Starling Marte. And we're going to have a new pitcher. Jake McGee will come into this game. He's had a really good start to the year. 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks. See the reverse splits for him. 8 innings, 7. It's his 8th game of the year. And he is tasked with getting 1 final out in this ball game. 4-3 Rockies. In the bottom of the 14th. He's going to face Domingo Leyba. 1 for 6 in this ball game. First pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. Base hit in the 6th inning for Leyba. He's 5 for 26 on the year now. One pitch from McGee is swung on and lifted again towards the same spot, going out as McMahon, but he's going to get this one. And that is the ball game. 2-run home run for Trevor Story in the top of the 14th gives the Rockies a 4-2 lead. D-backs get 1 across here in the bottom of the 14th. But Rockies win this one. They'll have a chance to win the series tomorrow. Not much time to sleep tonight before the day game for Easter Sunday. 14-inning marathon is won by the Rockies, who are now 2-0 in extra innings this year. As Torey Lovullo and his Diamondbacks fall today, and the Rockies are now back at the 500 mark. If the series win tomorrow, they can get a game over. 4-3 your final. Tyler Kinley gets the win. Hector Rondon the loss for the D-backs. Jake McGee locks down the save. His first of the year. Daniel Murphy will get player of the game honors. He went 3 for 7 with 3 doubles in this ball game and a run scored. Trevor Story 1 for 6 with that big 2-run home run in the 14th inning. 2 for 5 as Arenado extended his hitting streak to 11 games. David Dahl went 2 for 6, so 3 straight multi-hit games for him. David Peralta finishes a triple shy of the cycle, going 3 for 5. Jake McGee a third of an inning, gets that out. Tyler Kinley goes an inning and 2/3, 2 walks. His first 2 walks of the year, 2 hits, a strikeout, and a run. Hector Rondon gets the loss, 2 innings, 2 hits, a strikeout, and 2 earned runs. We will see you tomorrow as the Rockies try for a win over the Snakes. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Ben Kuchner-Kavich letting you know this broadcast from Purple Row is not affiliated with Major League Baseball, MLB The Show 20, or the Colorado Rockies.